recognize him. Look at you. I didn't even recognize you. Nice. Shalom Aleichem, Malkei Hashareh. Yep. I love that dog. I, yeah, but that was the breed that I was
Baruch Hashem. Somebody's taking pictures already. That's scary. Do I have to sign a waiver? I'm not sure yet.
Oh, look at them.
I heard it was Beit Teshuvah's Got Talent.
Dude. Oh my God.
All right, here we go.
Are you going to sing something first?
Do Bim Bam first.
Yeah, let's do Bim Bam.
All right, welcome everyone. We're going to start off the service with a little bit of Bim Bam, Shabbat Shalom. So let's get into it. Here we go. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Bim, bam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. My name is Rabbi Leah Hertz. Before you ask, yes, I am standing. Okay, don't tell me to stand up. And I am so thrilled to be here. I was so excited to be invited. And then on the drive here, I got really, really nervous until I walked in and felt so incredibly welcomed by this community. I think that if every community was like this, we'd have a lot more people praying in synagogues. It's just an amazing, amazing place. So I was told to tell you very briefly about myself. I am a graduate of the Hebrew Union College. I came to the rabbinate late in life. I was 50 when I was ordained. I retired and moved to LA about a year ago to be near my son and daughter-in-law and my adorable grandson. Don't spend more than 30 seconds in my presence or I will talk your ear off about him. He has learned to call me Rabbi Bubby, which is fantastic. I'm kidding. He just calls me Bubby. I'm so happy to be here. I was a stockbroker before I became a rabbi, believe it or not. Spent almost 15 years working with people's portfolios, and we prayed a lot in that business too. So it was a great transition. So we are here, and I want to begin with a guided meditation. So we're going to take it down just a little bit, and I'm going to ask that you close your eyes. Close your eyes. We are here together as one. One people, one community. We've joined to share in this treasured moment together. As we transition from the hectic demands of daily life and daily routines. We are invited to leave the week behind. Let go of what has been. Let go of what will be, and enter a place of stillness, a sacred space of time. As the sun begins to set, breathe in the glow of the sunset and pause. Breathe out the stresses of the week. Breathe in the calm of nightfall and pause. Breathe out and feel a sense of release. Breathe in the radiance of the moon and the stars and pause. Breathe out all thoughts of doing and become one with this present moment. Feel the warmth of relaxation wash over you. Breathe in the radiant light of Shabbat and pause. Feel your mind become open and unfettered. Breathe out and feel your soul become freed to soar to new heights. Breathe in the calm and pause. Feel yourself surrender. Breathe out everything and focus only on now. And feel your body, mind, and soul become whole and at peace. Now we are finally ready to graciously accept this present from our loving Creator, to embrace God's gift of rest and rejuvenation, to turn our complete attention towards Shabbat, to savor all that Shabbat provides, and become enveloped by holiness. As we breathe in and out once more, we pause and we welcome Shabbat.
So we'd like to call up our birthday for this evening to help us light our Shabbat candles and bring in the Shabbos spirit just a little bit deeper. She's coming with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Lihadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem, led
So-
by Nate and our band.
We just did this wonderful guided meditation. We welcomed in this light into our Shabbat experience. Now we're going to welcome some angels here into our midst right now. So if you are present and connected, I hope you feel the influence of some angels being amongst all of us with this next prayer. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Baruni L'Shalom, Malei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidkem L'Shalom, Malei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Baruni L'Shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
That was definitely not an Ashkenazi melody.
It was not.
It was definitely not.
It was a
that was
carryover
about
from
as
my trip to
Sephardi as
Israel.
it gets. That was beautiful. Orza Rua.
All right. So this prayer is written by Dan Nichols, and it's, got some light to it. So let's lean into some light of Or Zarua. No, not yet? Okay.
It's got a tune.
Light is shown for the righteous, and joy for the upright in heart. So let's all open our hearts, crack it open just a little bit more. We're going to ask for more and more from you till we get to our call to prayer. So let's lean into the light. Here we go. Lila, light, Lila, light, Lila, light, Lila, 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 light, Lila, light, Lila, light, Lila, light, Lila, 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 light. Our hopes alive. We must raise our voices high. We must hold each other tight. We must stand up in the night and be alive. Our love around. We must feel this spiritual sound. We must work till peace has come. We must love and live as one and be alive.
Beautiful. So I'm going to talk about tzedakah for just a minute. Tzedakah, from the root tzedek, meaning righteous. And there is a tradition in Judaism that at any given time in the world, there are 36 incredibly righteous people. So righteous, in fact, that they don't even know it. Not only do they not know it, but you don't know who they are either. And they spend their time doing righteous acts with no expectation for thanks, no expectation that anybody's going to pat them on the back. So I have a little challenge for you. I would like to make a donation to Tzedakah, to Beit Teshuvah tonight. So if somebody can tell me, not one of the shills in the audience, but if somebody can tell me what the Hebrew name is for these 36 righteous people, I will make a donation in your honor to Beit Teshuvah. There's a hand up in the back. Tzadikim is close to correct, but not exactly. Yes. Lamed Vavnex. Yes. What's your name? This is a young man who was paying attention when he went to Sunday school. Thank you so much. So after services, I'll get your name. I'm going to make a donation, and I hope that the rest of you. Lamed Vav is actually the Hebrew number for 36. So we call them Lamed Vavniks, and these are the 36. You too could be a Lamed Vavnik and not even know it. So, you know, the big gal's watching. Be careful. Okay. I am going, we're going to wait until the baskets are passed?
Yeah, we can welcome up.
We're going to welcome up Savannah. Is that correct? Yay! And Savannah is going to give our drash this evening on Teshuvah. Yes? And I'm going to sit. And if you don't want to stand on that, you can move it out of the way, or you can do whatever you like. Or you could stand there and do your drash, whatever you want to do. A little choreography.
Hi, I'm Savannah, a very grateful resident of Beit Teshuvah. I want to talk about what Shuvah means to me. It means repentance, and literally the word means return. I wanted to tie this into what we discussed in ethics today, which was the 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet. In our addictions, we are always looking for something outside ourselves to make us feel whole, to fill the void, to make it better, only really to make it worse. Ultimately, we are coming from a place of lack. And what the 10th commandment reminds us in its bidding of thou shalt not covet is a return to self and looking inward for the answers. I believe and know that all of the answers lie within, not without. What we do have and what can we be grateful for? What do we have and what can we be grateful for? Many of us are familiar with a program that revolves around gratitude and how essential practicing gratitude, enumerating what in fact we are grateful for is. It requires effort to do this. And with everyday practice, we build the muscles of our minds to focus on the good, what we have, instead of what we don't have. But it takes practice, just like building muscles in the gym. In the big book, we learn that addiction centers in the mind, a mental obsession with obtaining something outside of ourselves. Clearly, this does not work. The big book encourages us to get out of self, to get out of self into service and into action, and it shows us the promise of community and fellowship, where we can see ourselves reflected in one another as a reminder of our essential oneness. And that's been a profound gift here at Beit Teshuvah for me. The community is incredible. Coming full circle back to inner truth and awareness and understanding, returning to our souls, that nothing is forever except change, to cherish the present moment, that the root of suffering is attachment, that we are what we think, and that all that we are arises with our thoughts. So when I ask the question, who is rich, we understand the answer. It is those that rejoice in their lot. Thank you.
All right. right, thank you, Savannah. This is our time to share either a piece of gratitude for our life and where we're at currently, or where to make a little teshuva to our community because we've done something we're not so proud of. So whoever wants to share, please raise your hand, and then you'll come up in front of the bima here and share. So who has, Adam, come on up. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, I'm Adam.
Shabbat Shalom, Adam.
This is not a teshuva. Good to see everybody. It's a gratitude. Josh, where are you? Josh Albert, good friend of mine who went through the house with us, is back, visiting from Sacramento. And for those of you who don't know, he used to be the rapper during Osei Shalom, and he's going to bring that back tonight. So I just wanted to give him a little intro, but I'm very grateful to be here, and I love all you guys. Thank you.
Come on, Josh, yeah. Come on, Nomi.
Hey guys, this is weird coming up here. Like when I first got into Beit Teshuva, I'm Nomi. Nomi, hi, how's it going? When I first came to Beit Teshuva, I saw a lot of people that come up here and do this whole thing where they said goodbye to everyone. This will be my last Shabbat as a resident. No words. I was going to come up and say something witty. There's no words. Thank you so much to this amazing community, to the staff members, to my treatment team. I love you all so much. This is like my second home. That's all I can really say. Yeah, love you all.
Yeah, Nomi. Sarah, come on. Next. I'll get you next.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a grateful member of this community. It's also my last Shabbat here as a resident, and Will's last Shabbat here as a resident, and he's here in spirit, not so much physically on account of he's living his big, beautiful life and working. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. I keep thinking about how when I came in that first day, I immediately met Mackenzie, and Lisa introduced me to Jasenia on my way up the stairs, and those wound up being my best two friends the entire time here. You know, you don't know it then, and these are people that I anticipate knowing for the rest of my life. It's been such a beautiful experience. I'm grateful to not have died on the stairs, and I'm really grateful that I've gotten through all of this without anyone knowing I took 2 years of Hebrew in college. I know, this one. So, but on top of all that, I really miss everyone, and I think that I miss everyone in advance. And I think that the one thing I want to say after the day that we've kind of had today, it's been a little bit of a weird week here. And I guess I just keep thinking about how, for everyone here, that whether I have really enjoyed my time with them or not, I really genuinely wish the best for everyone in this space, that you all get what you want out of this experience and get to have the beautiful life that you deserve. Because I do think that each and every one of us, whether or not we like each other, deserve to have that at least. And I know that's what I've gotten out of being here, so thank you.
Hello, Benny, grateful residents, alumni, and alcoholic and debtor. It's good to be here. It's the first time I've been on this microphone for 5, 10, 15 years, I don't know, a long time. I'm class of 07, so to do math for you guys that are kind of slower, that means I'm almost 17 years sober. Okay, there you go. And I would just like to give a big shout out to Elaine Breslow. God bless her. You know, we lost her, but we gained an angel watching all over us. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. Beit Teshuva, they saved me, but they also tried to kick me out of here. They thought I was awkward. They thought I wasn't following their script. I was not doing what they wanted me to do. And they tried to get me out of here. They tried to kick me out, basically. And Elaine Breslow, you know what she said? Benny, go to your room. And that was it. That was the word done. Nobody could battle her. Rabbi Mark as well. I I was scared as hell of him as when I first got here, you know? Like, I came in here and I had a backwards hat. I just got out of jail. He's like, "Oh, what do you think you're, the freaking Beit Shuvah Dodger umpire or some shit like that?" I was like, you know, part of my French. Anyways, so, yeah. He was an amazing man. He ended up being like my father at the end of this show. And he's a very, very big shoes to fill. We got the rabbi right here, Bobby, but also Princess Leia. And even though she's way smaller, she's way bigger at the same time. So thank you. You're amazing. And yeah, I just want to say that the people that are leaving here, congratulations. You did Beit Shuvah, but I'm going to tell you what Rabbi Mark told us, is that when you leave here, the only thing you do is change your address. All right? So the foundation and the everything you've learned here, you apply that. You don't just, like, forget about it. Otherwise, they call this Beit Shuvah. We here as Jews are very literal, so it means the house of return. So a lot of people keep coming back and back and back and back, right? But they also taught me that either you come here to visit or live. So here I am visiting, right? I don't live here anymore. Lived here for like 5 or 6 years until they said, "Okay, Benny, go." Yeah, and thank God for this place. You guys watched over me. I didn't know I was bipolar, manic, any of that till I got sober. It's like, "Oh shit, I'm sober." You know. They're like, "Benny," second or third time at the mental hospital, they're like, "All right, by the way, you're bipolar." Oh, okay, that explains a lot. I'm on my meds. I sleep, and everyone that judges me, God bless you. Only God could judge me. So if you're judging me, you must be God.
All right, I'm Luca, grateful member of the community. That was my sponsor, Benny. Thank you for that. So I wanted to come up here to say that today's my 60th day of sobriety. Didn't think that I wanted to be here. Didn't think that I would be here, meaning physically here or sober for 60 days. My longest sobriety streak is 2 weeks before this, so this is a huge thing for me. I'm grateful for everybody in this room, grateful for my friends that I've made, and grateful to be sober, so yeah. Come on, Levi.
Hello, I'm Levi Kessler. I'm a grateful member of this community. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Mom and Dad, I love you both, and I wouldn't be sitting here if it weren't for you. I have 110 days sober, and it's been a really wild journey, and I also just want to thank the people in this room who make me feel safe and who I can go to and who I trust with my heart. I love you all, and thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Okay, so what a celebration. People moving on in their life, people coming back to join in community. There's a lot of celebration. And then the celebration of Shabbat. So let's sing a song for Shabbat in celebration. Let's clap our hands. Let's get into it. I know this guy over here is already all in. But let's get a few more, you know? We're going to do Mizmor Shir, so let's get up and clap and sing and enjoy ourselves.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון.
ruach would be nice. A little more spirit.
A little more spirit. Well, we still have some time.
Fantastic.
We still have some time.
Fabulous.
All right. So our next section is welcoming in all of the new members of our community. We have quite a big group this week. Let's see. Let me call out who you are. Kevin B, Ginger D, Thomas S, Max B, Annie G, Matthew T, and Ryan C. Please come on up to the bima right now. That's right. Why don't you guys come on the left-hand side of me here? Now we need one more piece to make this work. Come on, Brandon, help us out with this birthday. Your birthday celebration will add to this whole experience. So how we're gonna start this off
Should I do that?
Yep.
Okay. So you may close your eyes. I went out, God. People were coming and going, walking and running. Everything was rushing. Cars, trucks, the street, the whole town. People were rushing not to waste time. They were rushing after time, to catch up with time, to gain time. Goodbye, sir. Excuse me, I haven't time. I'll come back. I can't wait. I haven't time. I must end this email. I haven't time. I'd love to help you, but I haven't time. I can't accept having no time. I can't think, but I haven't time. You understand, God, they simply haven't the time. The child is playing. She hasn't time right now. Later on. The schoolboy has his homework to do. He hasn't time. Later on. The students have their courses and so much work. Later on. The young woman is at her sports. She hasn't time. Later on. The young married man has his house. He has to fix it up. He hasn't the time. Later on. They are dying. They gave no. Too late. They have no more time. And so all people run after time, God. They pass through life running, hurried, jostled, overburdened, frantic, and they never get there. They still haven't time. In spite of all their efforts, they still are short of time, of a great deal of time. God, you must have made a big mistake in your calculations. There's a mistake somewhere. The hours are too short. The days are too short. Our lives are too short. You who are beyond time, God, you smile to see us fighting it, and you know what you are doing. You make no mistakes in your distribution of time to human do. But we must not deface time, waste time, or kill time. For time is a gift that you give us, but a perishable gift, a gift that does not keep. God, I have time. I have plenty of time. All the time you gave me, the years of my life, the days of my years, the hours of my days. They are all mine, mine to fill, quietly, calmly, but to fill completely, up to the brim. We welcome the Shabbat bride.
Dodi לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד כי שמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשמו תפארת ולתהילה דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה בראש מקדם נשואה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה כי תוררי כי באורך קומי אורי שדברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה
Everyone, please rise and face the doorway as we welcome in the Shabbos bride.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה צור כמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We want to take some time now to offer a mishaberach, a prayer for healing, for those within our own community and those within our circles of concern. Those who are in need of our prayers for healing of body, healing of mind, and healing of spirit. A refuat hanefesh and a refuat haguf. And as my eyes meet yours, I invite you to call out the names of those whom you are thinking of specifically at this time. And I'm going to start over here. Names for mishaberach. Just call them out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In the back, please. Thank you. 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 For all of these and all whom we hold dear in our hearts, that we are praying for refuat hanefesh, a healing of the spirit, and a refuat haguf, a healing of the body, we join together. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, please add your names in the chat.
Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim. Elna refana la, Elna refana la, Elna refana la, Elna refana la. Mi sheberach Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim.
Baruch Hu.
All right.
Just a word about Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu is our call to worship. So what have we been doing for the last 49 minutes, almost 53 minutes? We have been, this is just the warm-up. This was the warm-up. Now we are getting into the core of the service, and we begin with Baruch Hu and into Shema and Ve'ahavta.
Everyone, please rise as we join in community and bow.
Lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Shortly after many of the COVID restrictions were lifted, Mr. Schwartz went in to see his rabbi. When he arrived at her office, she could see immediately that something was seriously troubling him. He looked tired and distracted, and after greeting him, he began to explain. His family had had a business for many, many years, and due to the hardships of the pandemic, it was now struggling. He was beside himself with guilt, unable to make decisions as to what he should do, and feeling that he was solely responsible for this failure. How could he have let his family down and destroyed all that had been built over 3 generations of success? I haven't been able to sleep. I haven't been able to eat. I need to hear a message, Rabbi. I'm really at the point that I'm ready to call on God for a sign and to listen to whatever God tells me to do. How do I really hear God's message? And the rabbi said to him, well, I have something that I like to do when I'm faced with a similar dilemma. I take my favorite lounge chair, I go down to the closest beach, I close my eyes, I put my Bible out on my lap, I listen to the seagulls, I listen to the children playing, I listen to the waves, I listen to the wind, and I allow the breeze to just blow the pages of my Bible, and it's look down, the message is always there for me, right there in black and white. Well, he's a little, not sold by this practice, but he figures he's going to try it. So he tells the rabbi, I'm going to do what you've told me. I'll let you know how it goes. The following week, he follows her instructions, and 2 weeks later, he comes back to her office, this time with a pep in his step, smiling, looks well rested, he's glowing, he gives her a big hug. She figures things must have worked out. He sits down in her office and he says, I'll tell you, Rabbi, everything is fantastic. And she looks at him with hope in her eyes and she said, what did you decide to do? And he said, I filed for bankruptcy. And immediately she got a pit in her stomach and she felt awful. I have certainly failed this man. She said to him in a loving way, what did you do? And he said, I followed your instructions to the letter. I went down to my favorite beach. I brought a Tanakh with me, a Bible. I brought my lounge chair. I sat down. I closed my eyes. I listened to the waves. I listened to the seagulls. I listened to the voices of the children. I let the breeze blow the book. And I opened my eyes, and when I looked down, there was the answer. And the rabbi, with great expectation, said, what did you see? He said, I looked at the top of my Bible, and it said, chapter 11. Listening. Here's my question. How do we listen? When do we simply hear words that are being said, and when do we listen with all our heart and soul and might? In this week's Torah portion, Moses continues his final lengthy speeches to the Israelites, pleading them to listen. It always reminds me of the parent taking their kid off to college, and they're trying to shove as much information into them as possible. Don't write a check unless you have money in your account. Don't wash your blue jeans with your underwear. All those things they need to know. And why is he doing this? Because the Israelites are standing on the west side of the Jordan, about to cross the Jordan River and go into the land that had been promised them many years before. He is pleading for them to listen. In fact, the name of this week's parashah, Ve'et Hanan, means to plead. And it begins with Moses giving his own plea to God, imploring God to allow him to go into the promised land. We're now in the 40th year of the Israelites' journey, and as they stand on the shore of the Jordan River, ready to go into the promised land that their forefathers had been given generations before, Moses is once again admonished by God and told, you will not lead these people into the land, and you're going to die here before you see the promise fulfilled. He's instructed to go to the top of Mount Nebo, look out in all directions so that he will see from a distance that which he will never see close up. And then God says to him, never speak to me of this again. This faithful servant of Adonai, who has led the recalcitrant Israelites for 4 decades, is being deprived of the ultimate prize. But even suffering this great disappointment, Moses continues to entreat the people to listen. He reviews their experiences of the past many years, describing their successes and putting special emphasis on their failures, and admonishing them over and over again to remember what God has done for them and to listen. In this Torah portion, there is a repetition of the 10 Commandments. the Ve'ahavta prayer, which we just did, which instructs us to love God with all our heart and soul and might, beginning with the words, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Now, we're accustomed to translating this commandment as, Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. I prefer a different translation. Listen up, people. Adonai is singular, Adonai is unique, Adonai is here for you, and all you need to do is listen. We think of listening as an activity that we only do with our ears, but it is so much more. We can listen with our eyes when we look at someone who is speaking with us, with our hands, with our hearts. How many times have we heard that expression, I feel ya? What does it really mean? It really means I'm listening to you. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I understand not just your words, but all of the emotion and the meaning that is behind them. So in these last chapters of the Torah, Moses is going to continue to beseech the people to listen, not with their ears alone, but with every fiber of their being. The instruction, the Torah, which God has given to Moses and which he has imparted to them, has all of the necessary components to live lives of holiness and integrity. My prayer on this Shabbat for all of us is that we learn to listen in new ways, not only with our ears, but with our hearts and our souls and our might, and that we always listen with love. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May this be God's will. Amen. And Shabbat Shalom. I want to briefly introduce this next piece, which Nate and our amazing band will be singing and playing. This week, yesterday in fact, we observed Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of the Hebrew month of Av. Tisha B'Av recognizes and commemorates every disaster and catastrophe that has befallen the Jewish people, starting with the destruction of the 2 temples in Jerusalem. But it has become so much more. For us as moderns living in the 21st century, we may not have the same affinity and understanding of what it was like for the people at the time to lose their temple in Jerusalem. But there are plenty of other modern-day catastrophes. And so we begin this Shabbat, and for the next 7 Shabbatot, to say 7 special haftarot that are known as the haftarot of healing. Nachamu, healing. And so why 7 weeks? Because believe it or not, it is 7 Shabbats between now and Erev Rosh Hashanah. This is when rabbis start to sweat profusely. So we're going to be singing Nachamu. I'm not familiar with this version, but I understand it's quite lovely. So listen.
Smile and dry the tears that streak your weary face. Your wounded soul will be consoled by the wonders of this place. Laugh away the fears, there's no need to be afraid. The storm will pass, see sunlight splash on these stones and on your face. After these long days of sorrow, after these long nights, and there'll come a time to leave the sadness behind. We'll rejoice again. After this black night path, this new light will dawn. You'll see how it shines, follow the signs. Nakamu Ami, Nakamu Ami. So be strong, be true, be brave. You gotta keep your head up high. You're young and you'll be smiling soon. There's no need to cry. Smile and dry the tears. The day will soon be gone. We'll rise again. Throw off these chains. Return and carry on. After these long days of sorrow, after these long nights, and there'll come a time to leave the sadness behind. We'll rejoice again. After these long night passes, new light will shine and you'll see. Look how we shine, follow the signs. Nakamoabe. Dabru Alev Yerushalayim Vekiru Ele Dabru Alev Yerushalayim Vekiru Ele. After these long nights, and there'll come a time to leave the sadness behind. We'll rejoice again. After this black night passes, new light will shine and you'll see. Look how they shine, follow the time. Nakamuami, Nakamuami, Nakamuami.
That was beautiful. I don't have a, do I have a mic? Oh, there we go. By the way, Tisha B'Av is the only other day on which Jews fast for 25 hours, other than Yom Kippur. So starting the night before and then all the way through sundown the following day. We have 10 half-fast days in Judaism, and we have 2 full fasts, and that was one of them. So, birthdays.
All right.
Birthdays.
We've reached our birthday celebration. So, Brandon, come on up. Share some experience, strength. Oh.
I'm Brandon. I'm an alcoholic and a grateful member of this community.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, 10 years ago, 10 years and a few weeks, I showed up, bags packed, not realizing you have to kind of interview and check in, and there's a process to it. I was really ready and really desperate to do something different than what I was used to doing. My life up until that point was filled with so much trauma that was never addressed, and emotions that were never dealt with because I was really good at stuffing it down and drinking them away and smoking them away, and I hit rock bottom. I'm very grateful that I have a very particular moment in time that I can define as my rock bottom, and there's no gray area for me about that. I can say that was the worst day of my life, and it can't get worse than that if I get sober. So, I mean, there's so many memories in this house, it's a trip. I mean, this was all over there, this didn't exist. You know, Rabbi Mark and Harriet, and he would serenade her every Shabbat, and we would all roll our eyes, here we go again. And, you know, the hanky-panky that would go on behind the washing machines. And it still does, I'm sure. I remember how stoked I was to be able to walk over to In-N-Out Burger, get a double-double, and the Blockbuster that was next door. And rent I'd get like 5 videos. I was lucky that my roommate had a DVD player. We even snuck in a Wi-Fi thing in our room so we can, anyways, so many memories. So many memories. And the warmth, like Rabbi said, I was greeted with warmth, and I actually knew a few people here when I came here, and it just felt like home, and it felt peaceful, and I felt a part of my own. I felt you guys understood me, right? So I'm grateful that this program, that Beit Teshuvah, this house, is 12-step based, because I knew what to do when I left. There's a couple people that this is their last Shabbat, and I wish you guys all the best, and welcome to the newcomers and the new residents. This is going to be an adventure. I'm really excited for you guys. But I knew what to do when I left. I went to a sober living where other people went to treatment centers that were not 12-step based. They had no idea what to do, and one by one they dropped like flies. And I'm grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to be alive today. Beit Teshuvah saved my life, and because of that, we're bringing life into this world, my wife Sari and I, in just a few short weeks. I just can't express my gratitude for Beit Teshuvah, for all of you here, so thanks for sharing my birthday with me.
So, anyone, friends and family, want to give him a cake? Come up front here in front of the bima. I think your family brought a cake, so that's a great thing. Also, the sisterhood sponsors a full cake so that everyone can have a little piece after Shabbat. So thank you to the sisterhood as well. Oh, yeah.
You must be the one expecting. How do you know? Lucky guess.
All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brandon. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back sober. Yeah.
Brandon, I have a little something for you from all those who love you, from Beit Teshuvah. We hope that you will wear this necklace, which says wisdom, and it has the Hebrew word for wisdom on it, which is chokhmah, because you have certainly gained wisdom in all these years. Mazel tov. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, you're more than welcome. Absolutely. So exciting. We continue our service with Aleinu.
All right, everyone, please rise for Aleinu. Aleinu lishabeach ladon hakol, latet kirula leotze bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. seated.
Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, those whom we have loved and lost, those whom we remember in our hearts, and those who lie in nameless graves. I believe that Kaddish is something that should be said for not only those we knew personally to keep their memories alive, but certainly for those as well who no longer have anyone to say Kaddish for them. So today we are offering our condolences to the Mankoff family on the loss of their beloved Gail Weiner, grandmother of Max, Eli, and Sarah Mankoff, and mother of Doug and Marcia Mankoff. We are observing the yard sites, the year of mourning, the first year of mourning, for Erwin Belsky, Clayton Leon Cochran, Melvin Nimoy, Simcha Farkas, Laura Avina, Leslie Barnett, Phyllis Siegel, Dennis Sherman, Jennifer Weller, Boris Katrich, Howard Sutton, Malcolm Jack III, Wayne Kahn, Myron Keene, Michelle Rosenblum, Nahum Zierlein, Marvin Jones, Salvo Mayo, Austin Long, Adam Rich, Maxwell Collins, Roberto Alonso, Alan Lemoreau, Larry Schwartz, Norma Sklar, Darren Fond, Lucas Simon Foster, Paul Rovin, Mark Gottesman, Marco Mayo, Vladimir Wolf Pessin, Tyler Wright, Suzanne Good, Michael Tierpak, Zachary L. Khatib, Menachem Bennett, Matthew Brzezinski, Hannah Weller, Daniel Engel, Gloria Boraz, Shana Michelle Akin, I believe, Jerry Glasser, Sarah Abergel, Ben Scher, Jay Gagerman, Ronald Mankoff, Sandra Lee Yanklowitz. And we're observing the yard sites of those whose deaths took place in years past: Yisroel Polstein, Gary Thomas, Marvin Levine, Mitch Sternfeld, Richard Schiff, Phyllis Tell, Rosa Delavi, Herbert Jacobson, Sarah Schmidt, Miriam Samow, Arsenio Garcia, Josh Seufer, Sophia Spivak, Steve Warnick, Stanley Dune, Steve Katz, Ronald Gimple, Richard Hernandez, B. Burstein, Bernie Bergman, Sandra Meyer, Sam Rosenwald, Jeffrey Todd, Rhoda Ostfeld Fromer. Are there other names from the Kahal that you would like to mention that have not been mentioned on this list? Thank you. To this, I'm sorry? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To this list, I'd like to add the name of my beloved mother, Elaine Feldman Hertz, whose 5th yard site is this Shabbat. And we rise as one community in solidarity for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Thank you. Together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudasha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. May God spread God's shelter of peace on those who are bereaved and comfort all of those who mourn. And together we say, Amen. You may be seated. Announcements.
Okay. So we want to thank all of our sponsors for this week. Ron Feder in honor of the 10th birthday of Brandon there. Like to thank Julie and Gary Soder in celebration of Michael Soder's 13th sober birthday. And Spencer S. Thank you so much, Spencer. Thank you to all of our Shabbat sponsors. Is there anyone else who'd like to sponsor this week's Shabbat? If you would like to do that at any point in time, you can speak with that wonderful woman over there, Sarah Jacobs. Our announcements. This is a very busy time of year. But first off, Baked Teshuvah is in action. There is no better way to celebrate Shabbat than with Baked Teshuvah Challah. You can pre-order now or buy any of your favorite flavors by going to www.bakedteshuva.com or buying them at tonight's Shabbat service. Do we have any other challahs over there? We got one challah left, so you can fight it out amongst yourselves. We have a talent show coming up on August 12th. That is a Saturday night at 7 p.m. It's no mystery that Beit Shuvah is full of a colorful cast of unique characters. So those characters are going to be putting their talents on display for all of you to see. It's a really fun evening, laid back, another way to be part of this community. On the 18th of August, we have a combined service with the Beverly Hills Temple of the Arts. And I'm very excited about this. My teacher, Cantor Lamb, will be there. Also, their Cantor, Alicia Pierce. I will be here. Their rabbi will be leading the service, Rabbi David Barron. You might have Sarah involved in some way if she... We'll figure it all out. But I'm very excited about that. Shabbat, 6:30, as it always is, right here on the 18th of August. We have Alumni Shabbat the week on August 25th. And that is going to feature our guest rabbi, Ed Feinstein, for that week. Yeah. So big time rabbi coming up here for next Friday, August 25th. Our High Holiday experience is right around the corner. Yay. High Holidays are almost upon us. This year we are joined by the world-renowned spiritual leader, Rabbi Dr. Shmuley Yanklowitz. Please join us for services full of prayer, song, and heart-filled drashes by our residents, by staff members, alumni, and our community. So I don't know if they've filled all the drashes, the learning piece, but you may be contacted to share a little piece of Jewish wisdom on our High Holiday service. So I look forward to that. And it's going to be truly like no other experience that we've had here. So please, if you want tickets or want to be able to be in this room during High Holidays, please speak with that wonderful woman over there, Sarah Jacobs. All right, one more. Or you can go to the website as well. So our BTS Open, I'm very fond of golf.
And I know a lot of other people who are very fond of golf, and we haven't done this for a few years. So it is happening. Registration is open now, and the tournament is happening on October 23rd. You can contact Addie, who she's not here. I don't see her out there tonight, but this wonderful woman, Sarah Jacobs, can also assist you with your involvement in the BTS Open. So I want to thank Rabbi Leah for being here and leading a great service for us tonight. I want to thank all of our Shabbat sponsors again. I want to congratulate Brandon, 10 years, a big deal. Thank you so much. I want to welcome all the new residents that we've had make that leap of faith and come in to a chaotic environment at times and try and find a new lease on their own life and move forward in this journey. I want to thank all the people in this band that I am very blessed to be with every week and throughout the whole week. We work on this not just on Fridays. You know, we do a lot of work leading up to Shabbat. We do a lot of work with the residents. We do a lot of work involving our Jewish holiday calendar and whatever events that we may have coming up. So I want to thank Ted Greenberg, who's now here during the week. It's so much a blessing to have him on the day-to-day here, and his involvement with the residents and with the staff and leading the charge in our studio and with the audio here. I'm very blessed for that. So thank you, Ted. I want to thank Patrick for playing drums. He's been, he's played a few times with us now, and he's getting more comfortable, not only on the set back there, but in his life, in his recovery journey. So thank you very much, Patrick. She played some pretty great solos tonight and just overall fun to be around. So thank you, Thea. I want to thank David G. playing acoustic guitar. I want to thank Laura for, always holding it down. Always holding it down. And as she said, she's leading our High Holiday Choir. We have a really great group of people, and I'm really excited about the way that they sound and Laura's leadership as well. So thank you, Laura. Thank you. I'd like to thank Erica, who's been running the sound in this room. Everything that you've heard has come from her, so appreciate that. Mickey's been on the slides for tonight and doing some lighting. Jay's back there helping out. Jonathan's doing the cameras. And I want to thank Dylan. He's back in our studio mixing the sound for our live stream. So it takes many people to create this Shabbos experience, and it wouldn't happen without any of you. So thank you all for showing up, for being involved.
And Cantor
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We also want to thank our development, Armando and Sarah.
Of course.
We haven't forgotten about you.
That
either.
wonderful woman over there, Sarah Jacobs. And Armando, for sure. And everyone who's working at the desk over there. It takes all of us to show up and be a part of this community. So thank you. All right. We're doing a special guest coming back for a rap. So we don't have as many rap experiences on Shabbos. So
really?
Yeah, it doesn't happen
That's
quite.
the only reason I came back.
It doesn't happen that often. So you're gonna add that little spark, that gift.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Shabbat shalom,
you.
everybody.
And this is a good example of he's here to visit, so he doesn't have to come back here to stay.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Glad to be back.
All right, let's pray for a little bit of peace in our life in this world that can be chaotic at times. So let's do it. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
I used to debate between good and evil. Always stayed hot, more hits than Drake and the Beatles. These raps was my dope, I never needed a needle. And fuck fentanyl, every word I spit is lethal. This is food for thought, so sit back and I'll feed you. A swig from the bottle is strong, but effects don't last long. Drowning in your sorrow, singing the same damn song. And if you don't believe me, promise it won't take you long. Can't we all just get along? Fuck hatred and division. Incarcerated bars harder than the ones in prison. Rid of myself of these demons, now my soul it is risen. And don't believe them when they say we need less faith and religion. So if you're feeling like you caught in this rat race, need to switch the pace, take a breath. Enjoy the taste of the soul food presents putting on your plate. Everything gonna be okay, you on your way to be great. Oh, say
Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
bring peace down, bring peace down.
Thank you, Josh. Yes, Rabbi Leah, one more time, give it up for our guest rabbi.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This was such an amazing experience. I'm going to be singing and dancing the whole way home, and probably I'll get pulled over, but that's okay. Kiddush and Motzi, yes? Yes. Are we going to invite some folks up here to help us?
Sure, who wants to come up? Everyone please rise as we do Kiddush and Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei beri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, I'm out of the sorts. Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Good Shabbos, everyone.